In late October 2025, NASA achieved something once thought impossible: a supersonic aircraft that barely makes a sound. The X-59, built by NASA and Lockheed Martin, took its first flight from Edwards Air Force Base in California, marking a new era in aviation history. For decades, the roar of the sonic boom kept supersonic travel away from our skies. But the X-59 is designed to replace that explosive boom with a gentle thump. With its slender 99-foot body and pointed 38-foot nose, the jet reshapes shock waves to control sound before they reach the ground. Every inch of its design is dedicated to silence at speed. NASA's goal is not just to test speed, but to prove that quiet supersonic flight is possible. Soon, the X-59 will fly over select U.S. cities, collecting community feedback on how quiet it truly is. If successful, the data could change global flight regulations, allowing passenger jets to travel faster than sound over land for the first time since Concorde's retirement. A new age of aviation is beginning, one that's fast, efficient, and remarkably quiet. Every second, the world changes. From Washington to Beijing, news stories are shaping the day. Politics, power, markets, technology. This is where global events come alive. You're watching Global News pulse the heartbeat of. For more than half a century, the world has dreamed of traveling faster than sound without the deafening boom that once shook cities and shattered windows. It was a dream born in the era of Concorde and the Cold War. A dream that faded when noise regulations and high fuel costs grounded supersonic travel for good. But that dream is alive again. In 2025, NASA takes one step closer to rewriting the rulebook of flight with a revolutionary aircraft, the X-59 Quiet Supersonic Transport. The X-59 is part of NASA's QueSST mission, short for Quiet Supersonic Technology. Its goal is simple yet audacious: to make supersonic flight over land possible again, not by ignoring noise, but by redesigning the very physics of how that noise is made. When a jet breaks the sound barrier, shock waves ripple outward, merging into a thunderous boom that can be heard for miles. The X-59 aims to transform that boom into something gentle, a muted thump that barely reaches the ground. Every line of the X-59's body has a purpose. Its nose stretches almost 38 feet longer than most entire small planes, carefully shaped to spread shock waves before they combine. The cockpit isn't even positioned in the usual way. Instead of a front windshield, the pilot relies on a digital vision system, a set of high-definition cameras and displays providing a real-time view of the outside world. This gives the X-59 a seamless aerodynamic profile: no bumps, no curves to distort the airflow. Even its engine, a single F-41 turbofan built by General Electric, sits on top of the fuselage to direct noise upward and away from the ground. Before the first flight, engineers spent years conducting wind tunnel simulations and structural tests at NASA's Armstrong Flight Research Center in California. Every bolt, wire, and panel was inspected for perfection. When the X-59 finally rolled out onto the runway, the world saw something both futuristic and familiar: a machine that looked like it came from the golden age of aviation, reborn with 21st century technology. Taxi tests began in early 2025. Low-speed runs tested the steering, brakes, and control systems. Then came high-speed taxi tests, verifying stability as the jet approached liftoff velocity. And in October 2025, under the fading California sun, the X-59 took to the skies for the first time. It wasn't just a test. It was history in motion. The jet roared down the desert runway, its afterburner igniting into a streak of fire. Seconds later, the aircraft lifted off, silent to those on the ground except for a faint, distant thump. For the engineers and pilots who had dedicated years to this mission, that soft sound was the sweetest music they had ever heard. The flight lasted only a few minutes, reaching subsonic speed. But it proved the X-59's systems worked flawlessly, a green light for the next phase, supersonic testing. Over the coming months, NASA plans a series of progressively faster flights, eventually exceeding Mach 1.4, or roughly 1,000 miles per hour. Each flight gathers acoustic data using ground microphones and specialized sensors. In selected U.S. communities, Texas, California, and Florida residents will soon experience the X-59 passing overhead. NASA will collect feedback to determine how people perceive the new quiet boom. This human data will become the foundation for future policy. If people barely notice the noise, the next generation of passenger jets could be cleared to fly supersonic over land once again. The magic of the X-59 lies not in brute power, but in precision. When sound waves overlap at the nose of a traditional supersonic jet, they merge explosively, forming the familiar sonic boom. NASA's engineers discovered that by stretching the body and carefully angling its surfaces, they could break apart those waves before they ever combine. The result? Each shockwave dissipates independently, turning the explosive boom into a series of soft pressure pulses. It's not silence, but it's a revolution in how we hear speed. If the X-59 succeeds, it will open the door for commercial manufacturers, companies like Boom Supersonic and Ariane, to develop passenger aircraft capable of flying from New York to Los Angeles in under 2 hours. International routes could shrink dramatically: London to Tokyo in 5 hours, Sydney to Los Angeles in 6. A future where distance no longer divides humanity, only technology does. And it all begins with this slender white jet slicing through the desert sky. Yalan Medin. Of course, not everyone believes in the dream. Critics warn of high development costs, fuel inefficiency, and environmental impact. Even if the sound problem is solved, there's the challenge of building supersonic aircraft that are sustainable. NASA acknowledges these challenges. That's why the X-59 isn't meant to be a commercial prototype, but a technology demonstrator. Its mission is to gather data to prove that physics and perception can coexist. Once that proof exists, the private sector will take over, transforming the technology into passenger-ready jets. For the pilots who fly it, the X-59 is unlike any other aircraft. The absence of a traditional windshield means total reliance on digital displays. The external vision system XVs combines high-resolution cameras, infrared sensors, and advanced algorithms to provide a perfect forward view. The cockpit is compact, minimalist, and built for precision. Even a small shift in the pilot's posture could alter the jet's balance. That's how sensitive the aerodynamics are. To control the aircraft, the pilot uses fly-by-wire systems, which translate every motion into digital commands. In essence, the X-59 is flown by software, a delicate dance between human skill and machine intelligence. In the 1970s, Concorde symbolized luxury and progress. It flew faster than sound, carrying passengers from London to New York in just over 3 hours. But its sonic boom limited routes to oceans, and its fuel burn made it expensive to operate. When the final Concorde flight landed in 2003, it felt like the end of an era. For nearly 2 decades, the dream of civil supersonic flight lay dormant. The X-59 is not Concorde's replacement, it's its redemption. A scientific comeback that proves humanity never stopped chasing speed. It just learned to chase it smarter. NASA's research doesn't end with noise reduction. The agency is also exploring sustainable aviation fuel SAF to reduce carbon emissions. By integrating quiet flight design with green energy, future supersonic aircraft could be both fast and environmentally responsible. The X-59 acts as a bridge connecting today's research with tomorrow's airliners. Its data will help engineers design next-generation jets that use advanced materials, AI-driven flight paths, and minimal carbon footprints. Behind every flight is a team of over 300 engineers, designers, and technicians. They've spent years overcoming setbacks from supply chain delays to complex aerodynamic recalculations. For them, every test isn't just about data, it's about legacy. Many grew up watching Apollo documentaries and dreaming of working for NASA. Now they're shaping the next great leap in human transportation. At the heart of the mission is belief that the impossible can be redefined by science. Though led by NASA, the X-59 program has attracted global attention. Aerospace agencies from Europe, Japan, and Australia are already discussing partnerships for future testing. The dream of quiet supersonic travel is no longer an American project, it's a human one. It represents a new frontier where nations collaborate, not compete, for technological progress. Once the X-59 completes its mission, NASA's next goal is even bolder: high-altitude, low-noise hypersonic research. Engineers hope to apply lessons from the X-59 to aircraft capable of Mach 5 and beyond 5 times the speed of sound. These future designs could revolutionize not only air travel but also space launch systems. Imagine boarding a craft that can take you from New York to Sydney in 90 minutes or from Earth to orbit in one continuous flight. It sounds like science fiction, but so did flying faster than sound once upon a time. Since the first flight, the X-59 has become a global sensation. Images of its long, needle-like silhouette have gone viral across social media, with millions of people marveling at the idea of a quiet boom. News outlets around the world hailed it as the return of supersonic aviation, this time with conscience. Aviation forums buzzed with speculation about when the first passenger flights might begin. For NASA, that enthusiasm matters. Public support fuels innovation, and innovation, in turn, inspires the next generation. When you stand under the path of the X-59 and hear that soft thump overhead, you're not just hearing a jet, you're hearing progress. It's the sound of humanity's determination to move faster, cleaner, and quieter. The desert sky of California may be where the X-59 first took flight, but its echo will reach every corner of the planet. Because the future of flight isn't just about breaking barriers, it's about breaking them beautifully. The X-59's journey has only begun. Its first supersonic missions will pave the way for certification, regulation reform, and new designs. Each test flight will write a new chapter in aviation history. From the engineers at NASA's Armstrong Center to the test pilots who risk it all, every member of the team knows they are part of something bigger than themselves. And one day, when you board a supersonic passenger jet and cross continents in half the time, you'll know where it started. On a quiet evening in California, with a slender jet and a silent sky.
I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't
ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.